What does it mean not simply to paint a body, but to build one? In Sleeping by the Lion Carpet, Freud becomes something like an architect of flesh, one that doesn't merely inherit the vast tradition of the nude, but reconstructs it, reshaping its very foundation. Painted over 9 months between 1995 and 1996, this extraordinary vast canvas depicts Sue Tilley, the so-called benefit supervisor. It is the final and most ambitious work in the celebrated quartet of paintings of her that can rightly be described as Freud's magnum opus. Tilley fills this 8-foot-high canvas. At first glance, she appears vulnerable, slumped, asleep, unguarded. Her body yields, spilling, settling, surrendering into the chair. There's no resistance. The structures of consciousness seem to soften and dissolve. But that vulnerability quickly shifts. And as in all of Freud's greatest works, a quiet drama begins to emerge. The body feels suspended, held in a kind of charged stillness that sleep intensifies. The composition brings us almost uncomfortably close. The floor tilts upward, space collapses, the body presses forward. We are drawn into an intimacy that borders on intrusion, and yet this painting never feels exploitative. Rarely has a state of slumber, the surrender of will, been conveyed with such force. She is at once passive and heroic. Freud draws on the great tradition of the reclining nude, from Titian to Rubens, but strips away any idealization. Like Courbet before him, he is concerned with sheer presence, weight, volume, reality. Freud was introduced to Tilley by Lee Bowery, whose portraits had already pushed his work towards greater physical mass. And with Tilley, that impulse reaches its extreme. Her body offers an unprecedented painterly scope, what has been described as a cathedral of flesh. Beauty here is not perfection, it is truth. Behind her, the lion carpet reinforces that tension. A lioness stands over a resting lion. In the studio, the roles seem almost reversed. Freud becomes the observer, while Tilley, though asleep, holds a latent, almost regal power. The carpet itself, bought specifically for this painting, anchors the entire composition. Freud described painting it like a landscape, waiting until the very end to add the vivid blue sky, knowing it would make the whole image start singing. And in many ways, Freud saw the body in exactly those terms, as a landscape. From the beginning, Tilley's form seems conceived this way. Her flesh becomes terrain, an extraordinary expanse of pinks, alive with oranges, purples, and greys. The paint is laid on thick, layered, almost sculptural. Up close, the body dissolves into marks and colour, but from a distance it coheres into something startlingly alive. Every fold, every contour is minutely observed, then magnified into something monumental. Flesh is not merely depicted, it is built. In Freud's hands, the body is never just surface. Each sitter becomes a vessel of psychology, of experience, of potential. He looks with something like astonishment, stripping away centuries of idealization to rediscover the human form in all its raw immediacy. And in doing so, Sleeping by the Lion Carpet secures its place among the great nudes of art history, not by refining or perfecting the body, but allowing it to exist in all its extraordinary reality. Within the Lewis collection, this magisterial work stands as both a culmination and a pinnacle. If figuration and the human figure lies at the very core of the Lewis collection, then the extraordinary depth, range, and quality of works by Lucian Freud form its unmistakable heartbeat. Joe Lewis enjoyed unparalleled access to Freud's paintings and collected with a zeal, focus, and conviction unmatched by any other patron. Beginning with seminal acquisitions from the collection of Charles Saatchi, he went on to pursue, with hunter-like precision, the late monumental canvases that came to define Freud's final, epoch-making period. Acquired directly from Bill Aquavella, Freud's preeminent dealer at this decisive moment in the artist's career. Works from the Lewis collection, including Sleeping by the Lion Carpet, have not just been generously loaned to every major institutional Freud exhibition over the past 4 decades, they have formed their very foundations. Appearing at auction for the first time, Sleeping by the Lion Carpet represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to acquire a painting that has, until now, been known almost exclusively through museum walls and scholarly literature. The icon of Freud's late practice finally entering the market. As was said at the time, and remains just as true nearly 30 years later, this may well be the most triumphant, most important painting Freud ever produced.